Now we're going to move into one of my favorite winter flies is the top Secret Midge. And this is really my go-to small fly, particularly between November and March. And I think one of the greatest attributes to this fly is the hook. It's tied on a Tiemco 2488. And what I really like about that is the straight eye, but the wide gape. So I think in smaller sizes where you have a tendency to not connect with a 24 or 26, the beauty of this hook is it really does increase your hookup to landing ratio. We're going to begin with a jam knot behind the eye with an 8/0 dark brown uni thread. And the rib is going to be a piece of 6/0 uni thread. And the rib is what gives most people fits about this fly. So I'm going to show you a couple secrets that I think will help you get this rib dialed in. So we're going to take and secure the white thread, kind of keep a fairly loose tension on the thread as we go back towards hook bend. I take the white thread and I bury it underneath the brown thread with symmetrical touching wraps. It's important to use a new piece of white thread for each fly that you tie, because as you handle the thread has a tendency to flare out and it won't create a nice segmented abdomen. So now we're going to advance the brown thread back forward, again with symmetrical touching wraps. And then, unlike a lot of my other patterns where I'm reverse ribbing, I'm actually going to take the thread and go clockwise with it, again with a fairly light tension to create that segmented body. And when I originally designed this pattern, I was trying to design an abdomen that looked very similar to a quill, but just a lot more durability. And the color schemes are really unlimited here. You can do black, you can do red, you can do chartreuse and black. There's a lot of different color variations that have proven effective for me over the years. And one of the latest ones now is purple. So just let your mind wander as far as the different colors. The wing is tied from a material called Glamour Madeira. And it's actually an embroidery thread. It has some very unique flash properties that make it good for emerging wings on RS2s and this particular fly here. We're going to take a piece of the Glamour Madeira and we're going to secure that into place. Take a few material locking wraps. And like on the Black Beauty where we talked about the importance of the silhouette of the pupa, we're going to take a little bit of super fine rust brown dubbing to create that bulbous thorax look. And we're just going to dub a little football shape in front of the wing, between the eye and the wing. Again, a little bit of dubbing goes a long ways here, so you don't want to get too carried away with that. And then we're going to whip finish. The final step is to pull the wing forward and then clip the wing off. And then I like to tease that wing out with my finger to get all those fibers to stand alone. And that's how you get the maximum benefit of that flash. Now, as far as fishing this fly, I typically will see a midge hatch in progress. And that's when I'm starting to fish mid-column like we talked a little while ago on the Black Beauty. But typically I'm going to use this as my dropper. I tend to fish my larva, like the Mercury blood midge, closer to the weight as my lead fly, and then my pupa typically is going to be fished as a dropper. And sometimes I'll fish two pupa, but you wouldn't typically fish this as your lead fly since it's a true emerger or pupa. So you want to fish that furthest away from the weight so that it behaves naturally in the water column.